Hello everyone and welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. In the last episode we came here to the Ruined Kingdom where we fought the Lord of Lightning, who weirdly enough is just still here, and if you talk to him he just says, "So tired." And that's it. There is literally, so last episode we've got enough moons to leave the Ruined Kingdom on for Bowser's Kingdom, but there's actually just one other set of moons we can get while we're here. Because this is a small kingdom like the Cloud Kingdom, there is no, what's it called? What is it called? There is no purple coins. Oh, shite. It's just, there's a couple of moons and there's not much we can get now. It's actually there's just one secret and it's bonus moon. You know what? Actually, no, I can't wall jump properly in there. So this is the Roulette Tower, you may have noticed. You set the thing spinning and then you stop it at the right time. When it goes doodly-doop and puts coins there, you know you've got the right possible way. And I do like that. I've said this before, but I do really like how much the costumes still appear in the retro world. Very cool. Right, now here it gets a little bit more complicated, and what we actually have to do is we want them to basically both be not that. Can I fix this? Let's find out. No, I think. Right, let's try that again. Right, that's one of them in the right position just about. And that'll do. See, it didn't do the doodly-doot because the other one's not technically in the right position, but it should be right position enough. If we come around here, though. Not what I was expecting. Cool. Let's... Is it up here, then? I mean, this is the right way to get... There's a secret here somewhere, and I can't remember where it was. Ah, yes, it's here. So, what we want to do is get this Koopa ready to not go that way. Nope, that was a fuck-up. Right, let's try that again. Right, we might have to get a little bit creative with this now, because otherwise I've potentially bollocksed it, which is not great. Can you pick up Koopa shells in the past in this game? Well, not with that attitude, you can't. I'm going to kill them both. Cool. Right, let's hope they respawn. They do indeed. Wonderful. Right, so this time what we want to do is we stun this one. We need to hit it off to the left. There we go. Now we can follow it along. And it'll do some useful business for us. The milking of those is all very good, but what we actually want to do is, you can see the moon up there. So we just need to line these up, actually, so they're both flat on the bottom. So that is one. What the? I said that is one. You have to get them both at the same time, though, obviously. Balls. There we go. Weirdly, that looks like it shouldn't work, but it does, I assure you. So we just need to grab those, and there we go. So that's Roulette Tower stopped, which is not what we actually need to do here, but hey, you know, I'll never miss a chance for a bonus moon if it is kicking about. To actually get to the top of the Roulette Tower is relatively straightforward. The final puzzle is simply here, where we just have to build a bit of a staircase up. That was unintentional, but worked great. That was not so good. There we go, there's number 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Balls. And so with that, with all three of them lined up in that position, it's a simple enough shot through to the end. And with that, we can... I'm just going to basically go back to juicing up the Odyssey. Wonderful, the Odyssey is repaired, and with that we can go on to another one of my top 3 kingdoms, I'd say. In order, but all very close, is Seaside, then Luncheon, then Bowser's Kingdom. I really like Bowser's Kingdom. It's a very, very cool twist on the traditional Bowser level. You'll see what I mean. But that was certainly a doozy of an interruption, but I'm glad we got the ship fixed. Seeing as how we've got some time to kill, blah, 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 blah. Well, there it is. Next, let's look at Bowser's Kingdom. Architecture, statues, Bowser's castle. Wait, he's got his own castle? Man, we've got to help those too. Of course he's got his own castle, it's Bowser. The man always has his own castle, that's his thing. And this is Bowser's castle, perhaps not what you were expecting. It certainly wasn't for me. And we have Infiltrate Bowser's Castle as our first mission. I was expecting it to be a lava world, and I do really like how you've got, you know, lava-y stuff dripping up from the bottom. This is it, the showdown. But really, yeah, the main focusing, the kind of the design of Bowser's Castle is absolutely the kind of Japanese feel, and it with these kind of like floating temple islands. It's really cool. I must deeply praise the design in it. You'll notice I am stacking Goombas here. You want to stack every single one of these Goombas. Did I call them Koopas there? Maybe I did. I don't recall. But if we come around here, then there is a Goombometer, with which we need 10 Gooms of pressure. And this reveals the nice fetching cherry red moons that we see in Bowser's Kingdom. Stacking Goombas is also the only way up onto this wall, which is the only way up to get these purple coins. So Bowser's Kingdom it's a kind of intermediate-sized one. It does have 100 purplums in it, but it's not a huge kingdom. So we'll actually be getting through it, I think, relatively straightforwardly. And generally, if we look at the map, you can see you've got these kind of various floating islands, and you just kind of, that's the route we'll be taking over to there, and you can kind of see that looking ahead of us here. That's our showdown with the man himself up there. So, let's start by heading over to the third courtyard. And here we come across the key capture, I would say, of Bowser's Kingdom, which is the Pokio. So, Pokios can jump and they can poke. The poking is very fast, and there's a real kind of key thing about the Pokio, which is they can poke into walls. And once they're stuck into a wall, they're basically the same as they are the same as a pole or something like that from the Metro Kingdom, but they are maneuverable. They can also kill like spiny enemies and stuff like that, which is real handy. And there we go, there's a moon down here from which you run to fall. So it's only these walls, so this gets us behind the big wall. And it's only these kind of like plaster looking wall. I don't really know how to describe them, but these kind of pale walls are the only things that you can poke with the Pokio. But there's a lot of cool puzzles with them upcoming, don't you worry, as we get on to the next courtyard. So if that was the third courtyard, this is of course third courtyard rear. You thought it was going to be second courtyard, and so kind of did I. But it wasn't. Ooh, I'm going to get... yeah, I did get mugged. That was correct. Let's do a quick taking notes challenge here. This is going to be a little bit annoying because there's Spinies here. But hopefully we can just run rings around them. Depends how flexible this one is. Not very is the answer, but there we go. Nice straightforward moon. Also note these little kind of hexagon-shaped holes in the wall. They will become relevant in a bit. Well, more importantly, something to do with them. And what you aren't seeing there becomes relevant. That's like one of the most unclear phrases I think I've ever said, but you'll see what I mean in a second. So, here's a weird thing with Bowser's Kingdom, the Stairface Ogre. They will slam down that. They are basically this kingdom's equivalent of Womps. And could you just kind of trick them into hitting, and then you ground pound on their exposed heads, and that kills the Stairface Ogre. Brilliant. That is our first story moon, Infiltrate Bowser's Castle. And our next one is Smart Bombing. As you may have noticed from the graph, and I'll point it out next time we actually bring up a Power Moon, much like the Luncheon Kingdom, Bowser's Kingdom has a really clear kind of progression spine through it, because you've got about 4 story moons, all of which have clear stuff that happens, because we get the story moons by literally kind of progressing through the kingdom, so as you get further along, you do have access to more shit. That Spark Pylon is what we want to go for next, but there is some business we can do while we are here, so we can get up onto these roofs, there we go. And oh, this is not where I expected to be. Oh, dead. No, this was a cock-up in my notes, because my notes describe getting purple coins here, but instead of highlighting that section in purple as I normally do, I highlighted it in yellow, so I was like expecting there to be a moon over there, which there clearly wasn't. Which is deeply problematic. But there is certainly a moon around here somewhere, because this is where what I was saying about the hexagons matters, is if we come around here, I just want to check that there's not another set of purplums there. There isn't, but there is down here a Pokio. And notice one of these hexagons is not like the other. This one's got a hole in it. If we shove our beak in it, Wow, completely messed that up. Let's try that again. Huh. Nope. I mean, I'm trying to show it from an angle, but there we go. So that's a thing that we can do. Now, poking your nose in the plaster wall. I do like descriptive names. Where am I going? Let's try. I suppose we just want to get Pokio up here, I think, for now. And then there's 4 down there. So these 4 ones you can only get with a Pokio, and you have to be a little bit crafty to go spoing. There we go. And do a bit of a weird sideways hopping. There we go. And with that, well, I was trying to keep the Pokio, but it doesn't actually matter because we're heading over to the next courtyard. So this one actually is the second courtyard. It's not like the last one that was like the third courtyard rear. So this introduces us to the concept of smart bombing, which is if you see these bombs that are rolling around, we can redirect them with a Pokio, which is very cool. We will grab ourselves a mini moon there, and we actually want to. There's some purplums around as well. Where are they though? Ah, yes, over there. Don't actually need the Pokio even to get to them, and in fact, I will probably have to abandon my host to make much progress there, because fire... Oh, wow, did I just jump over that? Okay, can't just jump over that, it seems. Oh, I could actually have grabbed into that wall, though, but I didn't. Right, anyway, what we want to do here is... do I want to do anything over there? Not yet. I want to go down to this area, and I want to crack these. That's the joy of smart bombing. It looks very cool as well. Can I... Do I have to leave my host for... Oh, no, well, I killed my host. Terrible parasite. But either way, we want a mini moon there. And then in this kind of pit here, I was really hoping to kill these guys with Pokios, which would have made my life much easier. And instead of making a huge balls... Obviously, you can't kill Spinies, I should certainly add. And now I want to have a Pokio. But I don't have one, so I'm going to come back here with a Pokio. So, this time I can climb my way up here. And up here there are a few more purplums. This should bring us up to 20-something. Really, do I have to leave my host just to get that last one? Yes, I do. Okay. Or it's horrifying. So easy, apparently, to accidentally kill those ones. Now, from here, we've got all the moons we can get from over there, so we need to... So let's... So what? There we go, right. Now, with Pokio here, there's many moons over there, and that's kind of where we want to go in the long run. But actually, for now, you'll notice there's a Pokeball wall over here. And yeah, going around corners in a Pokio is a bit of a slightly shaky maneuver as well. But we want to basically get all the way along here. And then, I believe there'll be some purplums on the other side there. Ah, and they're a bit hair-raising to get because they're right down there. So let's jump for it and poke. There we go. And now we can just cross this wall nicely. Brilliant. Right, with that done, let's head back over to where we just were. Now, you can see, obviously, our third mini-moon is in sight there, so let's grab that. Then, from here, we have a pair of blasters here, and as you can see, there's a glowing box over there, which has, indeed, a mini-moon in it. Does a mini-moon hear me? No, it does not. By hear me, of course, mean heal me. I'm gonna be killed. I wasn't actually killed, surprisingly. And our final mini-moon is just up here. Actually, we don't want to do that for now. There's some other stuff I want to do first, just to avoid confusing myself. I did want to break some of these boxes, because under... Get away from me, you. Under this one here... Nope. Under this one here. No. Must be under this one here. No. I was actually aiming for that one, and this one does have another little wall hole. So this at least will heal me a little bit, which I very much need. Poking the turret wall, and there's a little bit more exploration we can do before we get that final mini-moon, which is if we climb up this building right at the top of it, we will get 4 purplums. You see what I mean of how fast we'll get purplums in this one. It's a physically quite small kingdom to say how many moons and purplums it's got in it. So if we head over here now this can be a little of a tricksy one to spot. Is down here. There we go. There's a little alcove we can get to by just doing a careful little jump. Can't poke down here, but yeah. Oh, there's actually just a full-on moon there. Not actually what I wanted. Well, I mean, yes, it is what I wanted, but before getting that, we actually want to get these 3 up. They put a non-pokeable wall there for exactly that reason, and it fucking got me. So let's imagine I'd done that seamlessly, and I'll land here, and then we can simply just get back up. And you did, in fact, see a moon just loitering here, which we'll grab. And now we want to get over to that other mini moon. Moon shard? I always call them mini moons, but I think it's just moon shards. But this pipe will take us basically just over there. Wow, it really takes us much further than I expected it to. I don't even know if I necessarily need a Pokeo for this, but I guess I'm going to take one. So let's come up here and grab the final mini moon. And much like with all of the ones so far, you can see what's going to happen when we get this next story moon, Smart Bombing. And this gets us our third story moon, Big Brutal Battle. Yes, you thought we were done with them, but we're not quite yet. But Bowser's Kingdom only gets cooler on the visual aspect from here on. So, before we go onto this Spark Pylon, we've actually got two relatively easy to miss things here that we get from climbing up onto these roofs. Number one over here is just a moon, which is sitting out in the open from the side above the castle gate. Yes, I know I say every time that's why the Talk-a-Two system works, but I do enjoy just how descriptive some of the moon titles are sometimes, quite frankly. It's very helpful. Oh, I'm dead. Right, let's get back over to that Spark Pylon. Man, I'm taking a long time to die here. There we go. And over we go to the shop island. And indeed, there is a shop here, but we're not going to use it right away. We're actually going to see a new capture. So you'll notice there's all these statues here, but there's one missing. Introducing the Jizo. Another odd capture. But we can just kind of plump around, and usually with Jizos it's just about filling in gaps. So what I want to do is land exactly here. There we go, brilliant. And that gets us a moon. Nice and straightforward. He says, there we go. Now, note down to the right there, there's that little bit of cracked earth, and there's a second Jizo here that can be taken. Let's bring this guy over there. And, once again, there's a hole for a Jizo, so let's slot this one here. And that gets us another moon. See what I mean? Bowser's Castle is technically large, but it's also not. You do just like, I know I always say we're rattling through them, but you actually do in this. It's not a big kingdom to say actually how many moons and purplums there are in it. Sneaky and easy to miss here are 3 purplums kind of under there. Very crafty. And following that, not failing that, we can go shopping. So you know how this goes by now. Why are they humans here? I suppose there aren't actually inhabitants of Bowser's, as in like humanoid, sentient inhabitants of Bowser's Castle, so I guess it's just humans running it. So we can buy our usual moon here, shopping at Bowser's Castle, and then we will buy ourselves a little costume with purplums, I think. While we're here as well, we'll buy some of the other gear, so we'll buy the Kingdom sticker, and we'll buy a little paper lantern. So with that, we are dressed in the samurai gear, and I like how it's got like coins on top of the helmet. It's kind of cool, and it looks really cool when you throw out the samurai helmet because it goes wah, and like the way it spins with the horns on it does look very cool. If we talk to this guy around the back, here we go. You want to get to look, see what's going on inside? You got to be dressed for battle, friend. That armor, you look like a samurai. Well, step right in. And we get to a little secret before the end of the level. So this is a really cool one. So this is like a 2D retro style secret, but it's quite an unusual one. Because it all takes place on a kind of paper canvas. I don't know what the term for these, and I should. But it's quite cool to see. And then when you move between them, it's just, as a Paper Mario fan who deeply laments the fact we haven't actually had a good Paper Mario game in the best part of 20 years at this point, this is, I guess, the closest we're getting, which is... Well, let's not get into too much of a rant about it anyway. But what I want to do here is a little taking notes. So we just hop up there. And these ones are relatively easy to get. You've just got to traverse the level right, and there we go. Oh good, I thought it was going to make it appear in the middle. So, this is technically a secret area, so it has a bonus moon. But the final one we want is on this screen, which just requires a slightly cool 2D mechanic of launching this Koopa onto there and then bringing this down so we can get through, and then bring it down again so we can make enough space to actually get through. There we go. And with that, we are done in the scene of crossing the poison swamp. It's a cool little twist on the retro thing there, having it on the screen door. And with that, I think we'll hold the episode there. So thank you everyone for watching. We've come here to Bowser's Castle in the Sky. And next episode, we'll be continuing on to fight the man himself. Well, the big brutal battle is first, so you can guess what that's going to be. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.